Hello, my lovely earth signs. Welcome to your reading for April 10th through the 16th. So we're going to get an overall oracle message for the overall energy, and then I'm going to use this Akashic Tarot deck. It is amazing because this deck has become best friends with this deck. Hopefully you can see that. If not, you will in a minute. But they are producing some really strong readings. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull 3 cards. One card is going to be, or the first card is going to be for what's working against you. Second card is what is working for you. And the third card is what energy is lying underneath. What's being experienced, but you're not maybe like seeing it, okay? And then I'm going to clarify with this tarot deck, and then we'll pull some more oracle after that. So far, these readings have been extremely powerful and inspiring. So let's see what we need to know for you, earth signs, for the week of April 10th through 16th. Vanishing Mirror. Oh, this is interesting because my fire signs got this last week. Now, this asks you, are you doing something for yourself, like your higher self, or for your ego? Okay, so it's like shattering this way of doing things for own personal gain, like for selfish reasons. Like you are allowed to gain, right? You're allowed to receive, but we want to make sure that we're doing something that is for our highest good and not feeding the ego. Okay, so let's see what we need to know with the Akashic Tarot, and we'll get deeper into that. And it's not, that's not a bad message. That's just like, hey, let's make sure that, like we got to keep ourselves in check because we all do it, right? We all run through the ego and we have to keep ourselves in check. Like, okay, why am I wanting this? Why am I doing this? Let me get some self-awareness here. So let's see what we need to know. And then we'll get to the nitty-gritty of it. So again, the first card is going to be what is working against you. Second card, what is working for you. Third card, what is lying underneath. So what is working against you? We have the Archangel Gabriel. No, he's not working against you. We're going to find out what message he has, okay? What is working for you? We have the Six of Roses in reverse. It says the War of the Roses. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that movie. It's pretty crazy, but it's in reverse, so that's good. And what's lying underneath? The Five of Keys. Ooh, the Five of Keys, wishes fulfilled. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I like that a lot. So let's look at what is working against you. Like I said, we have Archangel Gabriel here. So what this is saying is that there might be an issue with communication, okay? Now, this could be also the way you think and communicate with yourself, okay? So there's something here that needs to be looked at, and is it the ego that's speaking, or is it your higher self that's speaking, okay? So let's see. Let's clarify with this tarot deck. If I can shuffle. Let's see what we need to know. They're all getting shuffled up. All right. So we have the Six of Cups. Okay. Interesting, because we have the Six of Roses right here. And the Emperor in reverse. Yeah. So there's something from childhood that you picked up. Okay. And it's going to be this lack self-talk, this negative self-talk, this insecurity, this feeling of like, I can't do this. And by this, I mean like whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whatever it is you're trying to obtain, okay? And so we have to shatter that illusion. We need to let go of that because that's part of the ego. And the ego is like, yeah, but remember, we learned that you can't do this. We learned that you're weak. We experienced maybe some abuse when we were younger, and we learned that we're not valuable, that we're the victim. So there's so many different ways that this can be seen. Also, when we go through episodes like this where we encounter somebody toxic or like a really traumatic situation, when we look back on it, we tend to like put rose-colored glasses on it. Okay, so whether this was a father figure or a boss or a partner, one or the other, it's like there's an issue that happened, and now we're putting rose-colored glasses on it. Well, maybe that was my fault, or I remember only the good times. I wish things would go back to the way they were when we start. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, it is what it is, and so we learn from it. And if it's something that's negative, it's creating a negative self-talk within you, then we've got to heal that. We've got to address that, okay? And what's working for you is, whatever you've experienced has broken apart, has broken down, but it needed to, because this was not the right connection for you. This was not the right scenario for you. So let's say you've gone through a divorce here, okay? And maybe you're concerned because you have children and whatnot, but look, or you have a long history together, but it's like, look, if it's not working, it's not working, okay? You put in a ton of effort. You tried everything that you could to make it work, but it just couldn't. And so now this is telling you that you are free and new love is available to you that is something that is on a higher vibration for you, okay? So this is something that is happening for you, not to you. So let's see. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. And the Sun in reverse. Yeah. In order to gain happiness, we've got to be able to let this go. Okay. We've got to be able to look at the heart of the situation and see that this situation here, what's working against you, this negative communication, this negative thing that keeps going through your mind, is what's keeping you unhappy. But again, this is reminding you that, hey, this happened for you. And so when we look at the vanishing mirror, it's asking you, like, why would you ever put rose-colored glasses on a situation? Or why would you ever want an ex back, if that's the case? I know most people don't, but there are some that do. Okay, is it the ego needing to be satisfied? Okay, is it a void within you that needs to be satisfied? We need to be aware of that. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, okay, why am I still hung up on this situation? Okay, is it my ego needing to be satisfied, or am I just in pain that keeps repeating because I picked up this negativity from someone else and it doesn't belong to me? Okay, because the 4 of Pentacles is looking at the situation and being able to let it go. And the situation is, there's a lot of unhappiness here. So what you're not seeing is that this, again, is a good thing. You're going to get what it is that you do want, not what you don't want. Because it's like, here's kind of like, you dodged a bullet here, one way or the other. Now, like I said, you spent a lot of time and effort into this situation, so it doesn't really feel like you dodged it, right? But it's like, okay, you were on the wrong path. You experienced what you needed to experience. Now it's time to get out of it, okay? Because there's much more for you to gain in life than a lot of unhappiness. So let's see. We have, Death in reverse. Told you. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. Whatever, I know there might be a resistance to this, but again, it needed to end because there's something else. Like, it wasn't fruitful, it wasn't growing, it wasn't anything. And it could be like somebody was thinking the grass was greener on the other side. Well, they'll find out that it wasn't, but then that's their problem. Okay, you're going to go on to experience a much better situation if you allow yourself to heal from that. Okay, don't let the pain in the past hold you back. Don't expect someone else to come and fill the void that you feel within. Once you start taking responsibility for that and you feel it yourself, oh my gosh, your whole world will change. Okay, so let's see what we need to know. And this is just reminding you that, you will be able to look back and see why it didn't work. Okay. Here we have wise woman of the grove, grace. Definitely give yourself grace. Okay? The situation you went through, really hard, really difficult. And it's important for us. You know, I just was stopped. You were given grace here. You weren't being punished. You were being saved. Okay? And so you were getting like a sense of like reprieve, because what you were dealing with was so toxic, so heavy. I just heard so crushing, you know, like you the universe granted you grace because it was like, okay, that's enough. So you may have been dealing with someone that was very egoic, but you also want to give yourself grace because you've gone through a hard situation. Don't ever, ever, ever feel bad for being the good person in a relationship. Never feel bad for this. Oh, I just spilled my water. That's not good. Okay, I had to pause for a second because I had to go clean up that mess. But that's, you know, things like that happen, right? Now, I just spilled water over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks, I think. And, you know, it made me think of that saying, like, don't cry over spilled milk, right? Like, things could be cleaned up. Now, granted, tarot cards are much different than a love relationship. I get it, right? It's different than life. But it's a metaphor for, you know what? Shit happens. And we can always do something about it for ourselves. We can always clean up, you know, put the pieces back together, do what we need to in order to heal from it, and then to move forward in wisdom. So, yeah. So let's get some more messages. See what we need to know. And, you know, for some people, whenever they make a mistake like that, like I just spilled my water, right? Some people will have like a negative self-talk to themselves. Like, oh, you idiot. I can't believe you did that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, stop. Ask yourself, where did I pick that up from? Because we are not born speaking negatively to ourselves. We're born as loving humans. So whenever you are speaking negatively to yourself, you've got to stop yourself and be like, okay, nope, we're not doing this. You know what? I'm going to give myself grace. Things happen. People make mistakes all day, every day. That's how we learn. It's how we grow. It's just we're human. And okay, I'm going to move on. So there you go. But your self-talk was not ingrained by you, but it needs to be changed by you. Okay, so look, we have the corn. I love this because look, you're getting a second message that you have abundance available to you. So, like, why would you ever hang on to something so negative, no matter if it's you're wanting a person back or you're just hanging on to that negativity and claiming it as your own? Why would you do that when you have so much abundance available to you? Okay, like you don't need to hang on to things that are not serving you. It's not yours. Let it go. It's somebody else's. If somebody wants to claim negativity, if somebody wants to claim lack or whatever it is that they want to claim, they can go claim it somewhere else. But you don't have to. Okay, let's see what else we need to know. What do we need to know from my earth signs for April 10th through the 16th. Let's see. Caring connections. Look at that. I told you there are better situations out there for you. There are better connections out there for you. So it's like, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? And we want someone that really sees us and values us, right? So you want someone to see you as your own unique self. Like you don't want to ever have to pretend to be somebody else because of this here, right? You want to be in your true authenticity because then you're attracting the right person that sees you in your authenticity and loves every bit of it. And you see them. Okay, that's how you find that nice harmonious connection. We want that. Let's see what the money deck says right quick. What's the money focus for the week? And if this isn't pertaining to a love connection, it can be work or friendship. Put it wherever it may. If it doesn't resonate, you can check out your moon or your rising sign element and see if that's where the message is for you this week, okay? But this is all about connections and really hanging on to something from the past and establishing a negative self-talk and really learning how to heal that and letting that go. Let's see what we need to know about money for you. We have unclear. So it says money is either tight or not receiving what you expected. The answers you are seeking will remain unclear for now. Your basic needs will be met. So this is, if you're trying to manifest money, if you're trying to bring in money, whatever this is in accordance to money, even if you're like concerned about, you know, the United States or the world and the whole situation with the banks and whatnot, it's like you don't need to worry because your needs will be met, even though money is not clear right now or money feels tight right now. It's just for this week, okay? So just watch your money, don't overspend, and don't stay in an energy of fear or uncertainty. Just know that, okay, sometimes this happens, and it'll always reveal itself in the end. Let's see what else we need to know. Get one more card before we close this out. What else do we need to know? Interesting, because the water signs got this one too. So here, it's in reverse. So it says male energy, Mars, a man plays a role, divine masculine. So when this is in reverse, this can indicate two things. Number one, this is deconstructive, okay? Toxic masculinity that you were dealing with, okay? But also, we're now focusing on the feminine energy. We're focused on healing the emotions, starting with the thought process, right? Because thoughts create emotions. Tapping into your inner self, which is your feminine energy, and healing those emotions. So this is really powerful. And I really hope that you're able to see now that, yeah, this situation needed to end because it was not fruitful. It was not something that was ever going to grow to be anything significant, like for the long haul. And so now you're getting the opportunity to heal whatever needs to be healed, and there's a promise of a perfect connection for you. Okay? So, all right, my love, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.